Hi, we're Joel and Lia,
and we're going to talk about American men. In this video.
This is all for you guys, you American men watching, or if you're a lady and you know any American men, this is for
them.
you. Yeah.
Women might be like, let me find out what my husband's like.
Yeah.
And men might be like, let me see what I'm like.
Yeah, and you know, you want to take this from two British people.
Oh yeah.
We're going to tell you as two Brits what American men are like.
We know all about American men.
Everything.
If there's American men, we know them.
We know them.
Yeah.
Some people say in many ways we are like two American men.
Oh, many people do. Many people are like, you two remind me just of my Uncle Donnie. Anyway, I just made up that name. Anyway.
We did.
This video actually came from a little discussion Joel and I were having about masculinity and how we feel that Brits tend to be in touch a little bit more with their feminine side, whereas we've not really met many American men that are like, just embrace the feminine side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's very masculine.
It is. We can set the scene sort of on this channel where, for example, when we go to Texas, and if I don't eat meat, which I only eat chicken.
You've been called pathetic.
I've been called pathetic, like
not a man.
Yeah, because real men eat red meat. So it's like, okay, that's a bit weird. Also, if you, what was the other one that we said?
Was it something to do with cutlery? Did you eat something not with your hands?
Yeah, or maybe I ate with cutlery and then that was apparently like
not masculine.
And also, regardless of my actual sexuality, people just say that all British men come across as if they're gay because they're a bit more, I don't know, maybe our accents make us sound a bit more, because Americans say they play this game, British or gay.
Oh,
and
do they?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Because even straight British men sometimes come across as gay to Americans, which is weird because what is gay? What do you even mean?
Yeah.
But
that's really interesting. I found this statistic from a few years ago, and it was between American men and British men, and when asked to rate themselves on a scale of 0 to 6, where 0 means that you're completely masculine and 6 means that you're completely feminine, you had to rate yourself, like, what are you 0 to 6? 42% of men in the US gave themselves a 0.
So they said completely masculine.
And only 28% of men gave themselves that kind of like alpha male masculine, like,
in the UK.
Yeah, and I think it's this inflated sense of self.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't want to sound like triggering to anyone, but I think that growing up in America, it seems as if you've got something to prove, and if you don't prove that you're a man, there's this like huge expectation. You're either manly or you're not manly enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It is weird because the toxic masculinity exists worldwide, and it definitely is a thing in the UK where it's like men need to be able to talk about their mental health, they need to be able to cry, they need to be able to feel all these things and be these things that are deemed feminine, because that's not healthy. So it is still an issue in the UK, but it seems yet less so than in America. Like, maybe it's because the traditional British man is like a gentleman and is a bit, you know,
a bit more
maybe
kind,
a bit quiet.
I shouldn't have said kind, because American men can be very kind.
Oh, they are kind.
And they also, I think that, I know this is a bit of a generalisation, but I do think many men in America have the love language of money. Yeah, and so
providing for females. Which comes across to Brits as well, particularly British women, I find. I mean, I'm speaking for you now. Maybe you should speak for yourself.
Specifically Lia.
No, I'm a man. Let me speak for you as a woman.
Yeah.
No, but I find that, like, as British women are very, very independent and almost don't want to be, well, maybe it's the London effect, but London women don't want to be looked after. They're like, I can look after myself. Whereas American men are a bit more like, they want to pay for women, they want to look after women, and it's like, women, and it's like, no.
women.
I know. Women. And you're like, hey, I like that a little bit, but like, I can look after myself.
I think I know what you mean. I think that it's very rare that an American man, like quote unquote manly man, would be sort of tight with money. They seem to be very like throw money at things, like provide, be the provider. I wonder how many relationships over there survive when the woman is the main breadwinner, and how that, I know it affects people all over, doesn't it? Like, it's not just an American thing, but I don't know.
But they are obsessed, that those stats speak for themselves, that American men are more concerned with being manly
and being seen as manly,
whereas I think British men are a bit like, I am manly, but I'm not afraid to cry if I get upset, or I'm not afraid to talk about my feelings with my mates, like, and that's only a good thing.
I think that men, this is probably gonna lose us all our American viewers, but like, I feel like British men let women be the centre of attention. So imagine a dinner party and husband and wife, just your bog standard. Imagine the woman loves that attention. I feel like they just let them have it, but I feel like, I don't know, this is such a generalisation. I feel like men over there have to also be the centre of attention. Is this a complete generalisation? Do you know the vibe?
I know what you mean, because in the research for this video, one of the stereotypes of men that isn't on our list, because we thought it was a bit too mean and not true, was that American men are very loud. But actually that could be what it is. Maybe the American men they need attention. They need to voice their opinion on things because they're the man of the house. Actually, and it's just very traditional male-female roles, whereas in the UK it's slightly, like, it's only in America where we get told, like, they treat me with all the information. Like, people talk to me about the information because I'm the man. Yeah. And like, you're the woman.
They give you the keys, they give you the bill.
They give me the keys to the Airbnb, they talk me through the check-in, check-out process. They won't even look at Leah.
Bill was presented
Bills is presented to me. When they're pouring wine, they'll pour wine for me to try.
And not for me.
And not for you, because I'm the man, so I should decide whether or not we have the wine. It's like,
oh my gosh, and we got a massage. And
this
is a really good one. This was a really good story. And we shouldn't blame it all on men, but it was a man that asked you. So Joel was getting massaged there, I was getting massaged here, and then they started doing your feet. Yeah. And then they were like, does your wife want her feet doing? And you were like, don't know, go ask her.
Ask her. I mean, like, why are you asking me? And I was like, Leah. And I lifted my head, I was like, Leah. And she's like, yeah. I was like, do you want your feet doing? And you're like, yeah, okay. And I was like, go on then. Go on then. Why are you asking me?
Because obviously you were the one to grant permission for that extra spend. That was why they asked you. But, and I really hope this is not offensive. This is just kind of like a vibe with a bit of stats, a bit of statistics thrown in, but it is mostly a vibe. From other research as well, I think there's a lot of people online that sometimes complain that American men dress like grown toddlers. This is totally opinion, and I don't truly believe that, but as soon as I read it I was like, yeah, well, the bright coloured t-shirts and the shorts that finish there.
Yeah, straight American men tend to wear shorts down to here, like past the knee, whereas I feel like any trendy men will wear shorts just above the knee.
Where are the male vegetarians?
There's no men vegetarians in America. I'm sorry.
Where are the males in America?
Based on the backlash from me just eating white meat.
Oh my gosh, Joel.
I'm like, maybe it's a Texas thing.
The fact that, like, I eat all meats, but Joel prefers white meat. Yeah. It was just so bizarre. I was like, I feel like I'm being turned into the man in our relationship when I'm not. I'm a girl.
I know.
And we should eat whatever we want. Anyway, the other thing was where I've never met an American man that doesn't like beer. Just beer.
They all drink beer. They'd never have Prosecco. We drink Prosecco all the time.
I know. I think I know one American man that prefers wine to beer.
Oh, really?
And he's one of our viewers. Lovely guy.
Well, this is the thing. We could be wrong about these things, so please leave in the comments your views on this. But equally, like, these have all been quite negative things.
I know. Let me
generous. We've already kind of said it. American men, I think, are more generous. British men are a bit stingy. Yeah. They're a bit, like,
oh my god, I've had
generous.
so many stingy boyfriends.
Yeah.
So many.
It's like, stop counting the pennies. Just flash the cash.
Like, you've got to admit that when someone does just like a bit more carefree with money, it's a lovely feeling.
And like when I worked in customer service, the only times I got tipped was from American men who are very generous. And before anyone says, no, they weren't hitting on me, they weren't being creepy. No. It's just, they were very generous. They were very grateful for the service that I was providing for them.
That's lovely.
So yeah, I think American men maybe are a more...
So it's funny, isn't it, that sometimes the generosity and the confidence is a negative, but most of the time it is a positive.
I think it's only a negative when it's only with women, because I feel like also British men, I feel, are now getting more and more aware of the fact that don't just offer to pick up a bag for a woman. If a woman's carrying a bag, it's actually rude to be like, no, let me. Like, fair enough, ask them, be like, do you need a hand with that? But it's actually telling the woman that you are incapable of doing that because you're a woman, let me do it.
That's
do you know what I mean? But what do you think? Because you are a woman.
So I'm a woman, and...
Hi, I'm Leah, I'm
Leah, I'm a woman. Today I got into a car and I didn't drive it because I'm not capable. No, okay, I can't drive. Anyway, my boyfriend drove me to the station and I was putting my heavy suitcase in the car and he completely missed me, and then he saw me struggling and went, oh my god, let me do it. And I was like, oh, good, like, thank you. So I am a complete hypocrite. The reason I'm a hypocrite is because I want both gentlemanly chivalry, I want to be treated in a way that's like a lady, but at the same time I'm like, I want to earn my own money, be paid the same as men do, and have all the benefits. Do you know what I mean? I want it both ways, so I'm a total hypocrite. But I don't know if I am a hypocrite or if I'm just like progressive.
I don't know that you're a hypocrite. It's like, it depends. For example, you don't enjoy lifting heavy things.
No.
But you are more than capable of doing it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like, you've told me a story of an ex-boyfriend who used to like micromanage your every move, and you're
Everything.
like, I can choose when to get the keys out my bag to open my front door.
We'd start walking towards the house and he'd tell me at the point to get the keys out of the bag.
Yeah.
We're approaching the house, it's there. He's like, get the keys out now. And I'm like, I can see that my house is there.
Yeah.
So he's like, I know what you do. You'll get to the front door, then you'll start looking for the keys. Even if I was gonna do that, don't micromanage.
Yeah, I know. So clearly we've disproved our point anyway.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, he's a British man and he's a chauvinist pig.
Chauvinist, he's such a twat. Sorry.
But no, I know that there are women like you who maybe like to be looked after like a lady, but there are also women who are like, don't do that, like, of course I can do it myself. Or for example, the men on the tube who automatically offer their seat to a woman just because she's a woman, not because she's pregnant or older.
Yeah.
Now it's seen as a thing. I've done it once before, and the girl's like, no, what you do, sit down. She was like, I don't need it. And then so now I never offer, and I've realised that there are some women that take it as an insult, because they're like, I'm more than capable to stand. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm weaker than you.
Yeah, it's a really hard balance. I think that's it. I think London's even more so, like, don't be too, offer the seat, or am I going to insult the woman? Yeah. Whereas, I don't know, if someone gets up and offers me the seat, then I think I'm fine to. I'll just say thank you very much and take it.
You say thank you very much and take the hand and go, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It tears me apart. Yeah. I want a man to open the door and let me walk in first, but at the same time, it's like, you can't be saying one thing and the other at the same. You can't, can you? So I have to decide. Yes, I do want you to pay for dinner. I absolutely do. Yeah, I think I do. But it's nice as well if a woman holds a door open for a man. Why should it be a thing that it's gendered? Like, surely it's just nice to be nice. Why can't a man hold a door open for another man? It's just the fact that it's linked to gender.
It is linked to gender. You're right.
Like, we should just be kind to everyone.
There shouldn't be an expectation, because I've started cooking most of the meals. There shouldn't be an expectation that I cook all the meals.
No, just because you're born a female, you have a vagina, therefore you cook all the meals. Doesn't make sense.
So we have to undo that.
We have to. This has become like a gender studies video.
Yeah, this started out like stuff about men, and now it's about gender. So what are we going to title this video? Maybe we have to stick with the original title, and if you're still here, you've enjoyed the discussion.
Yeah, and it is a sticky topic.
It is sticky.
And the stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. Like, they are stereotypes, they're not always true.
Let me see if I've got any more nice ones to end it on a positive. What was it? Compliment
I feel like
sandwich.
we've been very negative.
Dated, breadwinner obsessed. Oh, all neggy.
All neggy.
Really? Breadwinner obsessed.
Do you know what? I think American men are more attractive than British men. I'm just going to say it.
Really?
I think that they...
Do you date an American?
Yeah. I think whenever I match with an American on a dating app, I'm like, whew, he is lovely.
Smell the green card, can't you?
Yeah, literally smell the green card. I'm like, ooh.
Actually, don't put that on the internet just in case.
Yeah, I know. When I try to become a resident, they'll drag this video out.
And they'll be like, what about this clip where you said here, can smell the residency?
No, I would never want to become an American citizen. Like, I might live there, which I need a green card. I think you'd have to give up my British passport, and I ain't doing that, honey. I'm sorry. I ain't doing that. I'd love to be a dual citizen if they'd have me, but I don't think America are like, no, if you want to be American, you've got to give up your British.
Wow,
alright?
That's crazy.
I couldn't do that to the Queen. I couldn't do it to the Queen.
Couldn't do that.
No.
I couldn't possibly affect my chances of a knighthood.
No. What would the royal family say? Gosh, I'd never get the chance to be a part of the royal family.
Blimey. Okay, one question before we go. Yeah. Personal question for you. Would you like to be the main breadwinner in your future relationship, or are you not bothered?
This is where I'm a hypocrite, because I like to think that no, I'm happy being the lower earner. Like, I don't care. Yeah. And actually, I think I would feel a bit insecure. Having dated some men who are not for very long, for a few weeks, but who've been very, very rich. Right. I'm like, I feel quite insecure. And I don't want them to think that I'm using them, so then I'll end up paying for dinner and everything and being like, no, let me pay. Because I want to prove that, like, no, I can stand on my own 2 feet. Okay. So I think I've got a bit of insecurity.
So you might want to be the main breadwinner?
Yeah, which again is me being a toxic masculine man.
Is it? Is that toxic? Or is it just your choice?
Maybe it's just my choice. Why should money affect me? Why should someone else earning more money be personal attack on me?
Oh, it's not.
But I take it as a personal attack.
Oh, okay. But is it because you think that they think you need them?
Yeah. Yeah, and I would never want anyone to think that I'm using them or like, because I don't care about that. I don't care about money.
Yeah.
But I just would like someone to, I just want to like pay for things to be like, I don't need you. So
yeah, okay.
I don't like you because of that.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know what I mean?
It's, you have to have these conversations because it's like, you've got to go on, you've got to have all the extremes to know what you want. Like, you might date someone who's got no money and you pay for everything, and then you get exhausted by it because you actually don't really want, I'm dragging. Yeah, you're using
you're
me,
like trying to, I'm
helping you through life, and like it's really hard.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be matched. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Not bothered.
Not bothered. How do you think Atch would feel if you were the main breadwinner?
I don't know, because I think as soon as we've got a certain amount of money that goes into the same pot every month.
So you still got your separates?
We still earn money. Like, if he wants to buy a really nice watch, he knows that he'd buy it with his own money from his own job. He wouldn't use money from our joint. But I know there's couples, isn't there couples that just have one account for everything?
Yeah, they put everything in there.
So if I spend $5,000 on something crazy, you just have to cope with that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
No,
so
I don't. I like the independent.
I like a bit of joint, and then also like if I want to go and buy like a really expensive bag, I can.
Yeah, with your money.
With my money?
Yeah.
No, with my, oh yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant about his.
No, with your money.
Your
yeah.
money. Yeah,
with Atch's money.
Yeah. So I think not so bothered, but I like, for me, all I have to see is that both of us are contributing.
Yeah.
Both of us are hustling. If I see someone that's not hustling in any way, I hate that, sorry, the word hustle. If you're not trying to make any money, then that's not attractive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I want to see you try it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Be ambitious.
Yeah, I like ambition.
Be a female boss.
Yeah.
Girl boss.
Why do we find that funny?
I don't know. Well,
toxic!
No, it's funny because it should just be a boss. Why do you need to say girl boss?
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's just a boss.
We can have so many more conversations
Yeah,
about this. It's crazy. It can go on and on.
Yeah, I'm all for equality, guys.
Alright, over and out, guys. That was a really good discussion.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys don't hate us. Hopefully the people that started watching and they got 3 minutes in carried on.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
It's bad, isn't it, what we said?
It is bad, but you know, it's classic Joel Lia. Like, we started off this channel by triggering everyone, and we've progressively got nicer because we're more educated now. So I feel like this one is like a throwback to when we were mean about America, and we don't mean to be.
Yeah.
Because America is great, and I genuinely mean, I think American guys are hotter and they're more generous. But they do dress like toddlers, and they do care about being seen as manly.
Agreed. Everything he said.
That summed it up.
And that's really great. If you guys agree with anything we said or disagree, leave us a comment below.
Yeah.
Don't forget to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
We don't mind.
We will see you guys in the next one.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.